Hello, everyone, and welcome to Turn to Page 29, the one I've all been waiting for. Invaders from the big screen. Have you also been waiting for, Reps?
I've also all been waiting for Invaders from the big screen. I have to say, though, weirdly, I see the cover now. I
Yes.
see my mistake. We see King Kong ripping through
Yes.
the vinyl. I'm going to guess it's
The
vinyl.
big
It's
screen?
probably not vinyl. The big screen, exactly. The titular big screen. He is the invader, the titular
Yes.
invader in the big screen. I weirdly, for some reason, thought this was gonna be internet related, even despite knowing that the next one is It Comes from the Internet.
Yeah, that one's like, I don't know, 32 or something like that. Yeah.
I forgot how screens were what you watch movies on, not just
Yeah.
what you put Netflix on the second screen while you watch a video essay on the first screen, not paying attention to each on.
While watching Subway Surfers on the next, and
Of course.
of course. Yeah, no, I'm with you there, but these people are very, very bescared. There's some popcorn in the air, but I don't know. I just like the good old movie theater. I just like the good old movie theater. There's something so nostalgic about it. R.I.P. They all died though, right? Yeah.
Rest in peace, movie
Rest in
theaters.
peace, movie
we
theaters
only
that are in
have the
operation.
nostalgic. We only have the nostalgic scenes like this. The ape bursting through the screen and scaring everyone, and obviously the most nostalgic of all images, a train doing the same thing in the first ever movie.
Exactly. Do you think the first ever movie holds up?
Oh, absolutely. The cinematography back then, really? We've just gone downhill since. Dutch angle? What's that? No.
Yeah.
Flat plane. I don't really want to be able to resolve any of the subjects in the screen whatsoever. If I can tell what's going on,
Yes.
it's your focus too clear to the subject.
Well, then
I
you-
need to be able to apply interpretation. Otherwise, it's not art.
I know. If I can tell what it is, then I need a producer's credit. Like,
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. You're creating the meaning in that moment.
Exactly.
If they don't update the credits to responsibly attribute that to you, I think you can take them to court.
I'm going to sue the first ever movie. Wish me luck.
Train coming at screen v. Rito.
Yes.
The civil suit for
100%.
the ages.
But you know what else is for the ages? This book. Hold on. I want
It
to.
certainly is. It very much looks like
Oh my.
someone's tried to run a lighter near the edges of it. Oh! And as I was about to say, dip it in tea to get this kind of effect.
Yeah.
We see here the condition.
From the Manhattan Public Library District. Condition noted stains. Also down here, noted separately, what I can only imagine reads liquid damage, which is not just my band name, but what's been done to the book. So,
It's my Massive Attack cover band.
exactly. So, I mean, without further ado, you want to take us to the Beware page?
Beware. Don't read this book from beginning to end. Just trust me this time. The new multiplex is finally open, and you're first in line to see one of 3 killer movies. What will it be? Choose Going Ape in Blastovision or House of 100 Horrors, and you'll get a big shock when you get sucked right into the big screen. Before you escape, you'll have to face ferocious giant apes, cannibals, and even vampires. But don't think you're taking the easy way out if you choose Agent Z versus Dr. Aqua. Just one warning. Look out for the humanigators.
What the heck? Okay. Lots of intel.
Lots of intel.
Seems like, oh man, this is gonna be like, is it gonna be like the comic book where there's comic book hopping in it? It seems like maybe from one to one, because otherwise, like, how is the? I'm trying to figure out how all of these things that they just said fit together into the same concept.
I was thinking more possibly it might. Oh, I can.
Oh.
I'm not gonna
Wow.
position
Yeah.
this towards the spoiler that lays at the bottom of this first page. but I was thinking it might split into 3 different lines pretty quickly.
I don't think so. I don't think it'll split into 3 lines. I firmly
You're right.
believe this. I will wager my entire life savings that it will not split into 3.
And I will not wager that.
Wait, chicken. You know what? You don't want to take my life savings. You know I'm right that it will not split into 3 paths. That's very kind of you.
This is what we are absolutely certain of.
Yes. All right. Well,
Page 1.
let's figure it out.
Finally!
You step up to the ticket window. You feel as if you and your friend Laura have been standing in line at the multiplex all day. As usual, you spent the entire time arguing about what movie to see. Laura's nervous about seeing House of 100 Horrors. She's kind of a movie wimp. Going ape in Blastovision is another possibility. A movie about a giant ape trained for... Giant ape trained for combat games could be cool. Especially since the ads promise that Blastovision makes you feel as if you're actually in the movie. But watching your favorite superhero, Agent Zed, let's keep it consistent, battling the evil villain Dr. Aqua might be a good choice too.
So what'll it be?
The woman behind the window asks. You turn to Laura.
Okay.
You announce.
Time's up. We have to choose.
Laura rolls her eyes.
Your pick.
She declares.
You always hate the movies I like anyway.
That's just what you hoped she would say. But now it is up to you. To see House of 100 Horrors, turn to page 120. To see Agent Z... I can't. America! I can't! Agent Z versus Dr. Aqua, turn to page 9. And I'm glad there's only 2 options. My
you
life
can't see
savings.
the secret third?
Oh, for going ape in Blastovision, turn to 84. Look at that, a secret one popped up. A coincidence that that's also the one I'm most interested in because of the cover.
Exactly. As per the standard operating practice we've set up for ourselves earlier, we know to tend towards the cover initially.
Yeah,
it's time to go ape in Blastovision on page 84.
All right, let's see if the searches work. Oh,
Hope.
fingers crossed. Oh, no.
Lend us your power.
Oh, there we
Fingers
go.
crossed. It works.
There we go. 84.
2 for going ape.
You hand the woman your money. You and Laura head for the theater.
I mean, like, the movie plot does sound kind of lame.
You admit.
But I can't wait to check out Blastovision.
Laura nods.
I heard it's more awesome than 3D.
You reach for the doors. You jump when bony fingers clutch your shoulder.
What?
You yelp.
Shh.
The usher who grabbed you orders.
Tickets, please.
You hand over the tickets. You feel dumb for being so jumpy. Imagine being scared by this sleepy-looking guy. The usher yawns and gives you your ticket stubs. Then he holds out 2 pairs of 3D glasses.
What are those for?
Laura asks.
You'll see.
What are those for? Person familiar with 3D movies?
Yeah!
You'll see, he replies.
But only use them when you really need them.
Find your seats on page 7. Like, if we didn't have confirmation that she was aware of what 3D movies were and then it called it 3D glasses, I mean, different story, but hey.
So she is aware of 3D movies, but she might not actually have ever seen one. Because she just does say she's heard that they're better than 3D movies. So she's judging it by a post that she doesn't even know the original location of. It's like a milestone that's a buoy in the water and just bobs along.
Yeah. I suppose it's... I can have my suspension of disbelief as this is probably, you know, we're pre-Spy Kids 3D game over at this point, potentially.
Of course, the renaissance of 3D.
The renaissance, the judge, jury, and executioner of 3D movies. But page 7, wait, 7? Was that right? Okay.
Yeah.
As
7.
your eyes adjust to the darkness, you discover something strange. The theater is empty.
Great choice.
Laura taunts you.
This movie must be so bad they probably would have paid us to see it. Or maybe it's so scary that everyone's too afraid to come.
You tease. You know Laura gets nervous at scary movies.
I'll guess we'll find out.
She replies, settling into a seat. You sit beside her, the lights dim. Music begins. The opening credits flicker across the screen. Thwack, whap.
Huh?
You feel a sharp slap against your stomach. You glance down. A seatbelt has snapped around your waist. You tug at it, but it's locked tight. Laura yanks her seatbelt too.
I guess they automatically buckle at the beginning of the movie?
She suggests.
I just hope they automatically unbuckle at the end.
You joke.
But why would we need seatbelts to watch a movie?
Good question. Find out the answer on page 40.
Oh, I figured it out myself. Maybe Blastavision is so awesome that people kept falling out of their seats.
You suggest.
Or maybe the movie's so lame that the seatbelts are the only way to keep people in the theater.
What do they care? They got your money. If you leave at the beginning of the movie, then they don't have to clean up as much. It's like, hey, win-win. Laura teases.
Ideally, they want you to arrive, go to the ticket booth, pay them money, not take the ticket and leave.
Exactly. Not even wasting the paper. Just boom. I mean, yeah.
Sorry, do you want me to print your ticket or should I just not?
Please don't. Please don't. So it's like how they always ask you, would you like your receipt? Would you like a receipt? No, but it's like
No, I didn't even want the ticket.
No, I don't even. You go to the gas station. You're like, I'm kind of thinking I might like the idea of Cheetos, and you take it up to the counter, and you pay for it, and then you just leave it at the counter and walk out and be like, I really enjoyed being a consumer today. That was nice. It's like
sounds like it's like an alien or a robot that's become a human and has observed like transactional practices and is like, yes, I understand how this works. I have picked up a leaf and I have given it to you. You give me a receipt and I walk away.
Yeah, I was gonna go more. It's like a hyper capitalist LARP. But either way, you put a finger to your lips and shush her. You hope the movie isn't boring or you'll never hear the end of it. You watch as the screen fills with a lush tropical forest. You sniff the air. Seems as if the room is filled with the smell of exotic flowers. Blastovision must have some kind of scent maker. And the sound system is amazing. You hear birds calling, leaves and branches snapping coming from all around you. Off in the distance, you notice a black gorilla lumbering towards you. As he gets closer, you realize he's enormous, gigantic, huge, big as a building. He towers over many of the jungle trees.
That dude's big,
Laura mutters. Boom, boom, boom. Your seat bounces with each plant-crushing step that the monster ape takes. Now you understand why this theater has seat belts. Hang on to your seat and turn to page 17.
I gotta say, I don't always love people talking during films. Obviously, a spectacle film, I feel a bit better about it. But if anyone is going to, I want the interjections that Laura has provided. The tone of seeing something monstrous on screen for 30 seconds and then turning quietly to the person sitting to your left and going, God, he's big.
That would actually, like, that's like somebody that, one of the movie creators would pay to be a plant in the theater. Like,
yes!
and it'd be
it's like if
honestly, bring it on, yeah.
If they're like rumbling the seats and they're like, piping in smells and things like that for this like sensory experience, having someone like next to you just go, I mean, he is large though, right? Like, that's like not a normal ape, eh? He's like bigger.
Yeah.
Like it would enhance the experience. It has to.
Just fill out this survey really quick. On a scale of 1 to 5, how satisfied are you with the scale of this gorilla? Does he meet your standards for a giant ape, or no? Oh, okay. I'll go back to that dude's large. All right.
Big.
The ape's enormous body fills the screen. You find yourself pushing hard against the back of your seat. The image is so lifelike, you want to put some distance between you and the ape. The gorilla beats its massive chest with huge fists, throws back its head, and lets out a deafening cry.
Ah!
Laura shrieks and covers her ears. The ape grabs a nearby tree trunk and tosses it to the ground. The impact jerks you hard into your seat.
I never thought you could get whiplash at the movies.
You exclaim. You notice Laura has turned pale beside you. Boom, boom. Whoa. The ape jumps up and down, letting out enraged cries. The walls of the movie theater shudder. Lights crash to the ground. The noise is horrendous. Your seats shake so violently that the seatbelts snap open. You can hear the bolts in your chairs squeaking, ready to fly apart.
There must be something wrong with the blaster vision.
Laura cries.
Let's get out of here.
To stay for the rest of the movie, turn to page 115. To leave, go to page 60. I mean...
No, Laura, this is my favorite bit. We die at the end of this one.
Yeah. Oh, I got it. I'm gonna be upset if they picked this for the cover, and then you're just supposed to go to a different movie.
Yes.
So, regardless, I kind of want to go to page 115 to ride this one out until the potential end.
Yeah. Also, like, never mind. I was about to say that our seatbelts are still here. They have snapped. Fair point. Fair play.
It's true. It's true. We can go.
Don't wimp out on me now.
You holler over the deafening noise.
It's just a movie.
You sound a lot braver than you feel, but you're not going to let some special effects freak you out into leaving.
In fact,
You declare.
this blaster vision is too tame. I'm gonna put on my 3D glasses to make it more realistic.
Oh my. You pull the 3D glasses from your pocket. Your hands shake. You can't tell if it's from fear or because the theater is rocking so violently. You turn to Laura.
I dare you.
You grin. You know she can't resist a dare. That's just true about Goosebumps children. Like, what is... You have friends. What are their personality traits? They can't resist a dare. It helps move the plot. She grits her teeth. Go ahead.
Never mind. I'll say it again.
Okay. Then she yanks her glasses out of her pocket.
Fine. If you will, I will.
You both put on your glasses. You face the screen. Your mouth drops open in shock. Turn to page 96.
It's weird that the two traits that your companions most often have are they are scaredies and terrified, or rather, and possibly, they will bravely take on any dare.
It's true. I know. Well, it is usually both simultaneously. They are absolute cowards who will take on any dare.
Yeah.
Like,
I love textured characters like that.
yeah. I mean, hey, I'm with it. The screen. It's completely black. The thunderous sounds have stopped. You can't see the ape anymore.
Ah, what a cheat!
You cry.
Where's the movie?
You wipe some sweat from your forehead. The air is hot and heavy with moisture.
And what happened to the air conditioning?
You complain.
It feels like a sauna in here. Or a jungle.
Laura offers.
Do you smell something gross?
On a scale of 1 to 5, you ask. But before Laura can answer, you're snatched from your seats. Turn to page 137.
Oh, sorry. It's more in the tone of.
Oh, I thought that was just like a out of character.
It was.
Yeah. You scream.
I saved it.
You yank off the 3D glasses.
What's happening? Ah!
The huge ape is reaching right out of the screen straight towards you.
That's why the screen went blank.
You say in horror.
He was so close, all we could see was part of him.
Okay. You gasp as the giant ape's enormous fingers curl around you and Laura. He lifts you high into the air.
He's pulling us into the movie.
Laura shrieks. She's right. The ape drags you from the dark movie theater into the bright, steamy jungle. Your heart thuds with terror. How can this be happening? Well,
They updated Blast Division since you've last seen it.
yeah. It's way better than 3D. Your life is actually in danger. You and Laura easily fit into the enormous ape's palm. Laura's too terrified to speak. She points down, way down. You gaze at the tops of jungle trees. You're definitely on an express ride up. Then Laura tugs your arm again, but this time she's pointing up at the ape. And now you are too terrified to speak. You stare into the drooling, gaping jaws of the ape.
Let's jump!
Laura screams.
Before he eats us? Are you crazy?
You shout.
Look how far up we are! So we should just be gorilla snacks then?
Laura demands.
You'd rather be smashed to pieces on the ground down there?
You retort.
Besides, maybe he won't eat us.
What should you do? Those teeth are coming closer, and the ground's getting further away. If you jump, turn to page 127. If you wait, turn to page 52. I mean, okay. You gaze at the tops of jungle trees, and then more time passes.
So we're looking to land on the canopy and weigh less than the leaves, I guess. At this point, that's our survival plan.
Yeah, or grab the branch and not dislocate our shoulders. I don't know. And yet I do feel like it's the right answer at the same time. I don't know.
Yeah, we waited before. Now we action, right? We alternate back and forth between the two. C and D on this test, please, teacher. I think we'll jump.
I'm ready to test the hypothesis, at the very least. Let's find out.
When I count to 3,
You instruct Laura.
we'll jump. 1, 3!
Laura leaps from the ape's hand. You follow her. Didn't anyone ever tell you to look before you leap? Okay, so let's say you manage to survive this fall. And but just pretend. But just pretend. There's still a little problem of a man-eating critter living in the jungle. They don't like the intruders dropping out of the sky and into their nests. And make no mistake about it, they are kid-eating too. So you may have escaped being a gorilla snack, maybe, but you'd still end up low on the low end of the food chain in the end. They didn't even we didn't even get an actual conclusion. This is all hypothetical. This is open-ended.
I mean, suppose you did that.
Let's just pretend.
You might encounter this.
Let's just pretend.
I do love the tone of this.
I know.
Of just like, okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, 2 + 2 = 3. Yeah, no, if that's how that works, then 1 + 2 = 2. Huh? Yeah, okay, so we live in that world. We live in that crazy world now where math doesn't work. Like, it's really that vibe.
I know. It's just, I don't know. I mean,
So you think you're smarter than Archimedes then? You think you're smarter than trigonometry? There was a guy called trigonometry, I guess.
Trigonometrius? I don't know. There's a joke there.
Trigonometrist, yeah.
There we go. I just didn't have the tongue rolling in action here. Okay, so let's 52. I'm upset.
52. I am a little upset, admittedly. Although, I will say, there is, the 49% of my soul that wanted to go with the 52. I am always happy to split basically half and half on most options.
I'm with you.
The force behind that was, I mean, hey, this is literally just a movie theater that has like a new feature. They're not just gonna kill us outright, right? If we're just like staying here, hanging out.
Probably, yeah. You would think. But
And yet.
Let's just take our chances with the ape.
You decide.
Maybe he just wants to get a better look at us.
Laura cowers beside you. One glance tells you that she thinks you're being crazy. The ape brings his hand closer to his enormous face. Closer to the drooling mouth. Closer to the gigantic teeth. Boy, does this ape have bad breath. Maybe you should rethink this plan. You're startled by the sound of gunshots. The ape whirls towards the sound, his sudden movement causing you and Laura to tumble around in his palm.
Yeah!
You scream. Turn to page 89. You grab onto Laura to try and stay steady.
Where are those gunshots coming from?
You demand.
In the preview, there was a hunter in the movie.
Laura explains.
I mean, it's got to be him, right? I think we might be able to make it down safely while the ape is distracted.
You whisper.
Let's just climb down a tree. Those branches don't look very sturdy.
Laura points out.
I think we're better off grabbing one of these thick vines and swinging to safety.
More gunshots ring out. You need to decide fast. The ape is worrying about the hunters right now, but any minute he'll remember about you. Remember about you. Do you climb down a tree, turn to page 30, or swing on a vine on page 90? I mean, let's see. What has more pun options?
I mean, swing is... There's a lot working on that. I will say, though, that the ground floor is dangerous. Swinging on a vine? I mean, our best friend, Tarzan, taught us personally how to do that.
If you're best friends with Tarzan from the 4th book, then no. I mean, I'm with the fact that it seems like maybe more can go wrong and more can go right with swinging on a vine. And I will be upset if climbing down the tree to the, hypothetically, if we're even able to climb down the tree, then if in that world where climbing down the tree makes sense, then there's still hungry creatures waiting to devour me, idiot. So I'd be upset. I kind of want to go to 90 then.
I would be too.
Also, it's 1 page down, so I'm just doing it so that I can scroll. Laura is right. Swinging on a vine will be a lot faster than climbing down. You grab a thick, sturdy-looking vine, and Laura does the same. You clutch it tightly and wrap it around your legs. You nod at Laura, and then you both leap from the ape's palm. You can't help it. You let out the yell of your good friend Tarzan. You swing through the air, the trees rush by you in a blur. You hope that you don't smash into anything. The vine jerks to a stop abruptly a few feet off the ground, and you drop down to the squishy earth. Turn to page 72. I mean, we're on the ground, but to be fair, I didn't say I wanted to go to the ground. So,
yeah, exactly.
Because this is where the enemies
I was thinking
are.
we were going to swing to another tree, or maybe another vine.
It's true. Yeah, until just keep on going until we get to the, the checkpoint at the end of the level. Like the flag.
Exactly. Lion King on Game Boy.
Lion King on Game Boy. Donkey Kong on all.
I mean, that is
on
very
PlayStation
much what's
5.
basically going on here.
On all. Now on PlayStation 5. Donkey Kong is a traitor. He's got serious.
He's joined PlayStation All-Stars. He's out of Smash.
I want PlayStation All-Stars back. So
he's fighting
bad.
Blinks the Time Splitter.
Oh my god! Famously from PlayStation and not Xbox.
Okay, but he also defected.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's the great thing about the joke is that works anyways. But no, you'd be going mano a mano versus Parappa the Rapper and Sweet Tooth from Twisted Metal. Actual thing, real thing. Real game. The Parappa the Rapper level of PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale gets broken down halfway through from a mecha from Metal Gear Solid Revengeance. So that's just real. That's just a real game. So why can't anything? Like if that can be real, you can do anything. Okay?
What this reminds me most of is the new DreamWorks cinematic intro, because like the Marvel cinematic intros show you like all of these characters in this cohesive world and a little bit of their placement with respect to one another, right? However, in the DreamWorks cinematic universe intro, none of them are related in any way, shape, or form. So the boy that hangs and fishes off the moon just goes and visits Shrek, and then just goes and visits the Bee from Bee Movie. What?
Yeah. Well, I would too.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well made.
I can't blame him. Laura drops down beside you.
Made it!
She exclaims. You and Laura crouch by the roots of a large tree. You hope it'll protect you from the ape's giant feet. After a few minutes, the creature lumbers away.
So, what do you think happened?
Laura whispers.
How'd we end up in the movie?
You shake your head.
I don't know. Maybe the glass division went wrong somehow. Maybe those 3D glasses had something to do with it. Too bad they fell off when Ape grabbed us. What do we do now?
Laura asked. You can tell by her voice that she's scared. You frown.
Well, the way I figure it, we should probably get help from those hunters who were shooting at the ape. Or we should try and find the 3D glasses. They've got to be around here somewhere.
So which will you do? To search for the hunters, go to page 75. To hunt for 3D glasses, turn to page 85.
I have a big lean if it helps.
Bring it.
It's a 100-0 lean, and that is that
Wow.
the usher told us we will need these.
That is true. Also, hey, let's go find the people who are shooting.
That doesn't work particularly well in Jumanji.
It's true. All right. 85.
We're gonna need those 3D glasses.
You tell Laura.
They might be our only way home.
You know the glasses fell off when the giant ape grabbed you. You and Laura peer at the ground. You crawl around the bushes, searching. Boom, 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 boom.
Uh-oh.
Laura mutters.
Oh, the ape's coming back. Keep looking for the glasses.
You order.
We'll find them in plenty of time to get away.
Wanna bet? You'll find them all right. But before you can put them on, the giant ape's foot finds you. Being squashed flat kind of throws a wrench in your plans to get back home. A monkey wrench. The end. Dead. I mean, hey, I liked your line of thinking, and it makes sense. And they even referenced it. They said we need them. So they're like, hey, yeah, that was logical, but no. That
We'll
makes
have
too
to
much
go
sense.
back for them.
Yeah, we'll have to go back for them. Or maybe we don't need
Also,
them and it's all a lie because it's Goosebumps.
Good point, well made. Also, it does have a little bit of that snark in there as well.
Yeah.
You find them all right, but not before the foot finds you.
This book is sassy.
It is. This book is feeling its oats today.
It's just like, I don't know. It's just a kid on the playground who you're playing make-believe and he's thrown up all the force fields and just like, yeah, right. That doesn't work. No.
Yeah. But I would have dodged that, so, like, it wouldn't have hit me.
I have a force field eraser, though, so.
There's always one.
Yeah. My laser goes through force fields, actually. I told you already last week on Thursday when you told me I don't want to play this game anymore with you. I already told you then, and you forget? 75.
I think we're gonna need help getting back to the regular world.
You decide.
Let's find those hunters.
You and Laura take off, heading towards where you heard gunshots. It's tough going. You follow narrow and twisting paths. The thick vegetation makes it difficult to walk, or to see more than a few inches ahead of you. A terrible howling rises just beyond the bend up ahead.
What's that?
Laura whispers. She clutches your arm.
I don't know.
You murmur.
But that's the only way forward, so I guess we're gonna find out.
You and Laura creep towards the bend in the path. You try and move silently, if only you can keep your presence secret until you discover what is making that awful sound. Peek around the bend on page 71. You and Laura stay low. You use the broad leaves and vines as camouflage. The path widens into a large clearing. And in the center of the clearing is the giant ape.
He's tied up.
Laura whispers.
The hunters must have captured him.
The struggling gorilla throws his head back and howls. You stare at the huge creature, your eyes widen.
Those aren't ropes.
You gasp.
That's a giant snake.
You're right. Wrapped around the ape is the biggest, thickest snake you've ever seen. The ape howls again. It's clear he's in pain. With every squeeze, the deadly snake comes closer to crushing him.
Poor thing. We should help him.
Laura murmurs. You stare at her.
Are you nuts? Let's get out of here before either of those monsters notices us.
Laura shakes her head.
But if we help the ape, maybe he'll help us. I mean, after all, he's the reason we're in this movie in the first place.
Maybe she has a point. What should you do? To help the ape, turn to page 77. To run for your lives, turn to page 126. I mean...
I think, if
I'd
you're
feel
not going
bad.
to enact it on your own behalf, the Rito veto exists on the non-helping this animal option. Let's get to
thank
77.
you. I was gonna say, if you want to read the other page on your own, go ahead. Go ahead. But yeah, we'll check it out. You sigh.
Okay. God, Bindi Irwin, we'll rescue the big ape. But how?
Laura glances around.
I have an idea.
She grabs a handful of small brown pellets on the ground near the flowering shrub. She holds them up to show you.
Okay, so this is a pepper plant. And you know what happens when you get pepper up your nose? Yeah, duh, you sneeze. But what does that have to...
You smack a hand against your forehead.
Of course! If we make the ape sneeze, the sneeze will break the hold of the snake.
Laura considers this.
Actually,
She says.
I was thinking we could make the snake sneeze. But now I'm not so sure.
To make the ape sneeze, turn to page 82. To make the snake sneeze, turn to page 97. I do like the alliteration on snake sneeze better.
As do I. I will also say, like, the ape's if the ape is currently being constricted by this,
Yeah.
what is to say that the sudden expansion of one's chest cavity in sneeze as such would break this hold?
Yeah, you must not be sneezing the way I've been sneezing. They're pretty bad.
A fair point well made. I guess
I do
when
think
I
it's-
sneeze, the snake constricting me doesn't let go, and that's really what I'm drawing from personal experience.
Yeah,
and I need to be quiet and listen to other people at this time.
I do. To be clear, I think that it is make this. I think it's make the snake sneeze.
Same.
Because I'm going to be upset if it's the other one. Because I agree. As much as I do have painful sneezes, and they are quite. I don't know. I grow 2 times my size when I sneeze. I don't know.
Wild.
Yeah. Well, hey, don't shame.
I'm not.
Okay.
Sorry. Wild is something I would say for a good thing.
That is true.
It's just part of my lexicon.
Either
Let's go
way,
for the snake.
you say. Armed with peppercorns, you and Laura creep up to the battling pair of giant creatures. You don't want them to notice you, otherwise they may decide to fight you instead. Just one problem.
Which end is which?
You whisper to Laura.
Where's the snake's nose?
I can't tell.
Laura murmurs.
Well, where do we throw the peppercorns?
You demand. You're starting to get nervous. You and Laura are now in plain sight.
I don't know.
She replies.
That's it, just throw.
You hurl the peppercorns towards the snake. You hope some of them land near its nose. Too bad for you. You forgot about the breeze. You and Laura start sneezing uncontrollably as the peppercorns fly into your face. You instantly attract the snake's attention. It unravels itself from the ape and slithers towards you. Well, why shouldn't it? You and Laura are much easier to deal with than a gigantic gorilla. Besides, you're already well seasoned. Now all the snake needs is a little salt. The end. I mean, I do like that end. But
It's,
I don't like that it was... I don't like that that was the wrong answer.
yeah. Also, we just saved the ape.
Yeah.
Well, return the favor, buddy.
Yeah, come on, mister. What are you doing? Also, yeah, I mean, to be fair, that choice we did not say that we did not know where the head of a snake was. I get it. Snake, big, long, look same. But it is pretty easy to tell what the face is. It's the part that has the
Also,
face and teeth.
like, in the heat of the moment, split your peppercorns into 2 hands and throw them at each end of the snake. The point at which you're like, okay, let me inspect the scale pattern of this snake to see which end is probably the front, is the point at which you have been smooshed.
Exactly. Either way. 82.
Do snakes even have noses?
You ask Laura.
I think we're better off with the ape.
You and Laura dash from your hiding place and hurl the peppercorns at the ape. The big ape sniffles. He snuffles, throwing his head back, and he lets out a giant achoo! His whole body blows up like a balloon. 2 times the size. The force of his sneeze knocks you and Laura over, and he sneezes again.
Achoo!
This time, as the ape's chest expands, the tightly wrapped coils of the snake burst apart. Gross. It's as if the snake is exploding. It falls to the ground in pieces. It did explode then. It's not like it. It's almost as if he was brutally murdered. It falls to the ground in pieces. The ape blinks a few times, then he focuses on you and Laura. Your heart pounds in terror as he snatches you off the ground.
Oh no.
You groan.
Here we go again.
Turn to page 87. The ape brings you up to his huge face, right up to his enormous mouth.
Is he gonna eat us?
Laura wails. Then, to your total shock, the ape kisses you.
Ugh, ah.
You wipe ape slobber off of your face.
Oh, thank you so much, my dear friends.
What? The ape gushes.
I owe to you my life.
Ah, man, all these movies, why do they have to make the animal talk in it, you know? Like, just, we don't have to just, like, I don't know, hey. But hey.
The CGI doesn't work at this point. They're putting peanut butter in the mouth and having 2-second long shots of this gorilla at a time.
It's just not really effective for the cinematic storytelling. It's nothing like Train coming at screen.
I know. Bring back Train coming at screen. They just play, they give him peanut butter in the mouth. They play the cut forward, and then they play it in reverse, and then forward and in reverse for minutes, so that it kind of looks like it's going on long enough. You're so stunned that you fall down, but luckily, the ape's palm is nice and soft.
You can talk?
Laura stammers.
Oh, of course I do.
The ape exclaims.
You thought I could only grunt. I must be a pretty good actor.
Then he sighs sadly.
But I tire of being always the bad guy. I'm always typecast because of how I look.
You feel bad for the big gorilla. You're glad you rescued him.
Now, is there anything I can do for you?
The ape asks.
Well, actually,
You begin.
there is.
Turn to page 34.
Just a matter of payment. I co-starred in this film.
Yeah. You and Laura explain your situation to the ape. You ask him to help you find your way back to your own reality.
Oh, of course I will.
The gorilla promises.
I have just the thing.
In a few swift strides, the ape carries you back to where you entered the movie. He reaches into a hole in a tree and pulls out.
The 3D glasses!
You cry.
I noticed that you dropped them.
The ape explains.
I thought that you might need them, so I hid them in the tree for safekeeping.
I'm sure the glasses. Sorry. This Laura's Australian and she's staying Australian, damn it! I'm sure the glasses are key to getting home.
Laura exclaims.
Thank you.
The ape lowers you and Laura carefully to the ground. You and Laura are about to put on the glasses when the gorilla shouts.
Wait!
Wait! All the way until page 63. I will die for this gorilla.
Absolutely.
He gave us a little bit of a smoochy for saving him. I mean, we'll ignore the fact that he definitely kills us in the other lines.
Yeah. Well, to be fair,
Non-canon.
he just stepped on us. That's like...
That's true.
It's not malicious. Probably.
That is very true. I'll count it.
I'll count it.
What?
The malicious. You ask the giant gorilla.
Take me with you.
He begs.
What do you mean?
You stammer. The ape drops down to his knees.
Oh, please. There's no future for me here. It's so lonely. I want to go someplace where I can have people to talk to.
You shake your head.
But people would be as afraid of you in our world as they are here. I mean, giant talking apes aren't exactly normal.
I don't care. I want to go. I want to.
Wow, you think. This ape is going ape.
Oh, come on. Maybe we should let him come.
Laura suggests.
It might be fun. Fun?
You repeat.
How do you want to explain going to the movies and coming home with one of the stars? Let alone an ape! How are we gonna feed him? Where will he stay?
Oh, we can worry about that later.
The gorilla urges. He bats his big brown eyes at you.
Blink, blink.
You won't regret it.
If you take the ape with you, turn to page 113. If you insist he stays in his own reality, turn to page 50. I mean, I want it to work, but if we take him with us and he backstabs us, I am gonna cry.
Not only that, but if we take him with us, and the ultimate lesson of this book is people will always judge that which they perceive different, and therefore you shouldn't even try. Then again, Goosebumps giving us the bad moral. This is a scholastic book. You're teaching us not to, judge a book by its cover or an ape by the fact that it crushed us in alternate timelines. Well, let's believe that lesson. Hard, 113. Let's do it. I need to know what this ape do.
I want to find out if I'm outraged. The ape looks so pathetic that you can't resist.
Come on.
You tell him.
But be really careful.
The ape holds you and Laura in his palm. You put the 3D glasses on and the world goes black. The next thing you know, you're back in the movie theater. Cool, it worked. Your parents totally freak out when you bring an ape home, but he's so polite and helpful around the house that they give in. At first, it's fun having a giant talking gorilla as a pal, but soon he develops a really annoying habit. He constantly, apes everything you do. You beg him to stop copying you, but he just won't quit. It's driving you crazy. It's not really his fault, After all, monkey see, monkey do. The end. Honestly, toughen up. Just, you have a gorilla pal. Honestly.
Absolutely.
I do count that as a good end.
100%. I literally wrote down the word good. I don't know why I did that. There's know what I'm tracking this for.
I'm writing
My
the word
page
good.
for TTP so far says the word Andy and the word good. That's it.
I'm gonna write good, and then I'm gonna underline it.
Circle mine.
I'm gonna put an arrow, and then I'm gonna put the word good pointing to the word good with an arrow.
Excellent.
And
Excellent. I'm gonna put a tick next to mine.
I'm gonna circle that one.
And then underline the tick.
And I'm gonna put off on the side. I'm gonna put good ? And then I'm gonna put good period.
Ah, I see. You're doing some of that graffiti-based storytelling from Left 4 Dead. I see you.
Yeah.
I gotta say, we joke about this one being good, but it really, quite literally
it's not
is.
bad.
If just a slight bit of advice under the line, if you've got a friend who is kind of copying things a bit, they may need a bit of instruction. This guy is not familiar with anything but the jungle. It makes sense that he's like, okay, how do you open a car door? I will watch you do it and then do it in the same way. I am an actor and this is my method. Right? Dudes just being normal, legit, and considerate.
Yeah, I'm with it. I like him. Good ending. Better ending than whatever garbage we're gonna get. But hey, do you want to see the other end? Yeah. Let's see the bad end.
Alas.
Page 50.
No way.
You declare.
I suck.
You put on your 3D glasses.
Or it would be a big fat mess, is what he otherwise would say.
You put on your 3D glasses. Well, you suck. Laura puts on hers. As the sights in front of you begin to shimmer and blur, you feel a heavy weight land on your shoulder.
I'm coming anyway!
The gorilla roars. A moment later, the three of you stand in the movie theater, or what's left of it.
What happened?
Laura gasps, staring at the piled rubble.
Oh no.
You exclaim. You gaze around at the terrible mess.
It was the ape. He was too big to fit. He smashed it all apart.
Sorry.
I mean, I'm glad it didn't happen the last time, but, hey.
Exactly.
The ape hangs his huge head sadly. Sirens announce the arrival of police cars, fire trucks, and all kinds of emergency vehicles.
Who's responsible for this disaster?
An officer demands. The ape raises his
Officer!
hand.
That would be me.
He confesses. Turn to page 74 to see a gorilla arrest. "74?"
Did you say me?
The officer gasps.
You mean you talk?
News of the talking ape travels fast. Soon you're surrounded by photographers, journalists, and television producers. They all want to sign up the ape. The ape loves the attention. He talks nonstop, hour after hour of interviews. Of course, he no longer talks to you. He'll never forgive you for refusing to bring him to your reality even though you did. Laura is his manager now, and they're both billionaires. Yep, they're having more fun than a barrel of monkeys, and it's making you bananas. The end. Okay, I mean, hey, so the other one is the better ending.
I think the other one's the better. Look, but the other one's the better ending because we have a friend and there are too fewer billionaires in the world. We have two great reasons to want the other one.
Yeah, but like, okay, so 74. I mean, 'cause page 50 was the other one. Yeah, like we I mean, yeah, we more or less exhausted things to a certain end here. I'd say. I think that's
Yeah. The last one that I can think of as a point of differentiation that would give us a different path from this point would be trying to climb down the tree instead of using the vine. Is it that far back?
Yeah, which would be because there wasn't another path on 34 after we found. I feel like it seems like as soon as you figure out that the gorilla can talk, you're pretty much locked into yeah. As soon as you can figure out he talks, you're locked into one of those two. And climbing down the tree it's pretty far back. It's like
It also might just straight up.
it's just straight up. It's just straight up also an end. Yeah.
Yep.
You have that's like that's pretty much the end of the story. But honestly, it does conclude it. We get out. Mystery solved, kind of.
It does, but like, I don't. He's a. Why can't we have a harmonious existence with this nice, giant, gentle ape?
Raps. Let's make a new ending.
Oh, I love it.
Hit me with. Yeah, we'll say what. So the new ending is an alternate reality version of bringing back the gorilla with us by choice, right? Like that's. I would say that's the good start for us getting there. And I don't know. You bring home the gorilla. Your mother thinks he's kind of cute. You have a new father. He's a gorilla. And he plays catch with you. You love each other very much. He fills the void in your heart. You then just, he gets offered a role in a big movie and he goes, I can't take that. I gotta spend more time with my son, and he rustles your hair. And and says, I already feel like the biggest star in Goosebumpington. Because I have you in my life. And he picks you up and he rubs you against his cheek as he starts to get older and grayer as the years go on. And he lives forever. The end.
He's old and gray, but eternal.
He is eternal. He is a movie monkey. He does not obey the laws of reality. He lives forever.
I think that is an excellent ending for Invaders from the Big Screen, or rather the third of Invaders from the Big Screen that we have currently explored.
For true. I enjoyed it. The ending. Well, I mean, actually, now that we got the real ending, I love it. It's great. Ending's great.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. It was like a nice, more concise one, and I think that's probably a byproduct of the fact that it's a triple split instead of a double split.
Yeah.
That's my educated guess on this. Why it kind of feels like a third of or 2/3 of a story is probably because it sort of is my guess.
Mm-hmm.
But
that makes a bunch of sense. I also wonder if they maybe set these up like, because they often otherwise have like, two different paths that interweave in different kinds of ways occasionally, which seems like it's a story approach you would need to take more holistically. Whereas this, you could easily, I don't know if, R.L. Stine, releaser of as many books as R.L. Stine has had any ghostwriters at any point. I wouldn't suggest so. It's impossible.
Suggest that's impossible.
But theoretically.
Yeah.
Theoretically, if R.L. Stine had cloned himself twice, he could get each of them in parallel to write all of these 3 stories and then collate them at the end.
It's true. Or what if he hired people to write instead of him?
What?
What? No.
People wouldn't do that, but maybe like a disembodied spirit that still has an attachment to this realm might. Maybe you could get a Geist writer, I think, a Ghoul writer, a Spirit writer. No, I'll come up with something.
Poltergrider.
I prefer Polterwriter. It's
Polterwriter.
So much better. In the same the snake sneeze, snake squeeze.
It's good.
Polterwriter works in my brain.
It works in my brain. It works in real life. I mean, hey, alas, I think that's probably it. But you want
It
to
is indeed.
plug something, shout out something, command something?
Yes. Sure. I will command.
Okay.
You know what? Actually, I was thinking, how do I go left of field? I'm gonna go right of field. I've got a Shadows Over Loathing series on YouTube at the moment, which is it's a lot of voice acting and it's a lot of comedy. It's set in the world of Loathing. If you're familiar with the world of Loathing from Kingdom of Loathing or West of Loathing, it's really fun, and it's about to end soon on the channel, so that has a complete playlist that I would recommend as nighttime viewing, daytime viewing, side time viewing, any kind. You don't even need to pop your eyes on the screen. There's talking going on the entire time.
It's true.
It's a good time.
Also,
And of course, some other series starting after that.
for clarity's sake, it's a video game.
Oh, it's a video game! Yeah, sorry, I forgot about that. Yeah, it's a video game over on youtube.com/Rhapsody Plays.
It's more, it's hit me more and more, and it's really exciting for those tuning in now, not knowing. Like we've had an increasing audience of people who don't know us from what we normally do, which is cool. And in that, I was just listening to that from somebody who doesn't know that, we play video games on YouTube and stuff like that. And I was like, oh yeah, that just sounds like you made like a nice big play. But yeah,
Kinda. It's kind of a big play. It's a little.
It's not a big play.
It's a little one-person showy if you want that.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that. But
Rito, have you got anything you'd like to mention and/or plug?
I am going to shun the personal gain so that I can beat home the part where I am going to ask you for something, which is books. If anybody has access to the books in the I was going to say the Turn to Page series, the Give Yourself Goosebumps series, number 35, Hocus Pocus Horror, Ship of Ghouls, Into the Twister of Terror, Zombie School, All Day Nightmare, Return to Terror Tower, Return to Terror Tower, Revenge of the Body Squeezers, or Weekend at Poison Lake. If you have copies of those and can scan them, or know where to find access to them or something like that, you can just see them online or anything, let us know. turntopagecast@gmail.com would be a wonderful place to do that. And if you want to, leave reviews, good reviews or something like that, that'd be great. We would not hate that in the slightest. In fact, I would enjoy it a lot. It would make me smile upon my face. In addition, we have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/@turntopagecast. If you want to go over there and check that out, subscribing to that channel would be super, super helpful. There's video forms of the podcast over there you can check out, and leaving likes on those and stuff is just super helpful. As two people who came from YouTube, understanding the importance of what that can do is very, very helpful. So if you want to help the podcast out and you're like, what are the ways I can do it? Reviews and, subscribing to the podcast on YouTube and stuff like that are the obvious ways. Did I miss anything? I just blanked out. I blacked out.
Not that I can think of. The only thing, in fact, that I can think is currently outstanding is a little bit of a teaser for what we're going to be revealing in the next episode. What page will we turn to?
Oh, we will be turning to Give Yourself Goosebumps page list of Give Yourself Goosebumps books. Your plant food. Your plant food. You are plant food.
Ah, okay. I was wondering if it was going to be the possessive or the contraction. It's the contraction.
You are plant food. It's you. You are plant food.
You can really tell that, King Kong came out this year, and Little Shop of Horrors comes out next year.
Yeah? What's the werewolf movie that comes out after that? Werewolf.
Teen Wolf.
Teen Wolf. And then it's Only a Nightmare. Is that what, Nightmare on Elm Street?
Honestly, it easily could well be. These do kind of like one-to-one map a little bit more now.
And then It Came from the Internet. Could that be the release of the internet? Could it well maybe. All right, but alas. And then we have Elevator to Nowhere, and then we have Hocus Pocus Horror, which again we don't have access to. So when we get there, we're gonna be sitting there like huh? So hopefully we can
1 hour and 12 minutes.
we would, yeah. I didn't say we wouldn't do episodes. I just said we're not gonna have the books. It's just gonna sit there and just for an hour 10, and then you get to go. But you do have to listen.
Yeah. You can't leave until then.
Yeah. And it'll be the best episode yet. True fans, deep cut fans love the hour and a half of befuddlement. Deep cut fans love it. It's just it's like a bottle episode for podcasts. It's all facial expressions.
For this podcast.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. You were gonna say something before I stun-locked you?
I did a joke that went in the other direction from the same branch of, I hear if you play it backwards and watch Pink Floyd's The Wall at the same time, it really syncs up.
Yeah, it's true. All right, this is probably a sign we should be done. It's been Turn to Page Podcast. It happens every week.
It occurs.
It occurs.
You can't stop it.
You can't stop it. It will be here whether you like it or not, and especially if you don't like it. It only exists based off of hate alone. It's like reverse Tinkerbell. It only exists if you hope it doesn't. All right. Okay, now it's really a sign. That has been Turned to Page. All right. Thank you for listening. We'll catch you next time. Bye.
Goodbye.